Alright guys, welcome back to a new video where I will steer aside from what I usually post in this channel to tell you guys about the story of how I tried to become an Asphalt 9 official creator in 3 separate times and why did I got banned from applying ever again despite of being one of the most followed Asphalt 9 creators through all these years, first with Asphalt 8 and then with Asphalt 9, but I think it's better to just jump into the topic, so let's dive into it. I will be doing some races with my Gold Max BXR Bailey Blade GT1 while I tell you guys all the details about this whole story so you can check how good the BXR is once you fully Gold Max it, since last Wednesday its special event rerun appeared and I couldn't find the proper moment to make a video about it before. So let's begin with the story from the very beginning, and this is of course in Asphalt 8. In 2019 I already had this channel and at that time I was around 1000 subs and my viewership was quite consistent for a channel of that size, so I really wanted to become an Asphalt 8 creator since it was the game I played the most at that time, and so did I. I applied to become an official Asphalt 8 creator and around 7 months after my application I got absolutely no news, so I did the most appropriate thing I could think of. I contacted the Asphalt 8 community manager at the time, Karina GL, and she answered me back a couple days later to let me know I was in. Then, she sent me all the paperwork I had to sign in order to become an official creator, and I remember I was on holidays at the time with my family since all of this was happening like on August 2020. In a nutshell, Gameloft checked my Asphalt 8 account and 1 week later I joined the Asphalt Content Creators Discord server as an Asphalt 8 creator. Through all my time as an Asphalt 8 creator, which I think it was almost 4 years in total, I made hundreds of videos, I met some really nice community managers, and I got a ton of advantage to create content thanks to the support the Asphalt 8 community gave to me. Of course, through all this time I had some minor skirmishes with the community managers for some reasons, but everything could be redirected back to normal thanks to the dialogue, which was something nice coming from Gameloft, which I got the chance to appreciate at the time. But at a certain point around 2 years ago, I thought on start making some Asphalt 9 videos since despite Asphalt 8 was the game the largest part of my audience liked to watch, I was thinking about the future, and since I was playing Asphalt 9 Legends quite a lot at that time as well, I started uploading some videos about certain cars, events, new updates and that stuff, pretty much like the ones you can see from my channel these days, just that with a lot less traction since, well, Asphalt 8 was still my main game in this channel at that time. Months passed by and I kept uploading videos, and I think it's worth noting that I wasn't critical with Asphalt 9 Legends at these first videos. It was around this time in 2021 when I thought about making an attempt to join the Asphalt 9 Content Creators program. I made my application and after 6 months with no answer, I decided to do the same I did on Asphalt 8 and I reached out to a community manager whose name I will not mention since, that person no longer works at Gameloft, and this community manager basically said that they couldn't accept my application because I wasn't making enough Asphalt 9 content at the time, and thus I should upload Asphalt 9 more often in order to be considered again. So, at that time I just took the L and I just kept going with my way, uploading Asphalt 8 with some more Asphalt 9 videos at the time. Then I made my first mistake, I guess. On summer 2022, the Lamborghini Countach 2022 arrived to Asphalt 9 through a never seen before method. The key of the car was at the last tier of that season in famous Legends Pass, where you couldn't skip tiers and where you could only complete the past task if you had the cars required at a certain number of stars. I was quite disappointed at the time, and I remember making a video, now deleted because of what I'm about to tell you guys, where I say that the Countach season was really bad, almost a scam, and that such requirements were stupidly high. On that video comment section everyone agreed with me, but I sent a second application to the Asphalt 9 program a month before uploading that video. So, as usual, 5 months later, as I always did, I decided to ask a new community manager who joined the game at that time, and which many of you know these days, what was the exact status of my application, and I think it's worth saying that this guy was really polite when he explained to me that because of the video I made talking about the Countach 2022 season, the devs, the Asphalt 9 devs, were totally against of me joining the program, and thus maybe in the future I could get a chance if I didn't make any other video like that one, which was basically pointing out something that was terribly wrong on the game. After that, I was considering to just give up, not gonna lie. I really wanted to provide my growing Asphalt Legends audience with the early access of the cars, the patch notes and that stuff, like other creators smaller than me got the chance to do, but the devs were literally against me joining the program and having access to such perks. So what I just did was to keep working on doing Asphalt 9 videos and just trying to keep the pace in order to make one final attempt in the future. And that will happen on September 2023. There was a new community manager at the time, which by the way left the game recently, like a month ago, but at that time and after talking here and there, I was told that if I applied again, my application to the program wouldn't be directly eliminated without previous supervision, as it was happening before, and I would have a chance. I was being patient, but without even realizing I made my last mistake. The final one, if you prefer to say it. I made this video talking about some information I saw on Twitter, which basically said that Gameloft registered a trademark for something called Asphalt Legends Unite. Since the trademarks register was public, someone posted that on Twitter and then I made a video talking about what it could be. Nowadays, everyone knows what Asphalt Legends Unite is, but almost 8 months ago, no one had any clue, and I, without realizing at the time, I brought a ton of attention about something that maybe Gameloft at the time wanted to keep as a secret, but since I wasn't even remotely aware of that, I just kept uploading Asphalt 9 content after that video. For the third time, months passed by and I decided to ask this new community manager about my application, since he told me that my application wouldn't be straight up rejected. But after asking around, he came back and told me that after seeing my video talking about Asphalt Legends Unite for the first time ever months ago, they just couldn't trust me to keep the things discussed within the program as something private, despite of the NDA I would have to sign if I became an official creator, just like I did with Asphalt 8, and thus they would basically go back to straight up reject my applications if they ever see any coming from me. So that was it. There wasn't any issue with my account or the terms of use to accept before sending the application, but I was permanently banned from ever being an official creator because at last but not least, they thought I would leak everything once I was accepted. And that was the end of the story. And I won't say any names since the community managers knows them, but on this exact moment, there are active creators who were far more critical with the game than I ever was before joining, yet they got accepted. There have been massive leaks of information from repeated offenders who were, and some of them still are in the program. And at last but not least, there is an individual not exposed by me, but by other program members as someone who literally hacked the game to do some funny corners. A member that before being accepted again back in the program, because they don't want to hold any grudges of the past, as they say in their own words, abused and got banned right after the Drive Syndicate 7 because this member that I'm talking about wanted to have a golden max Koenigsegg CC850, which guess what, now no longer has nor shows on any videos. And no, I didn't find out that by myself, but because a community manager showed me that. Such is the state of the Asphalt Legends Unite content creators program. Despite that many creators there are clean and haven't done anything at all, the way Gameloft and some of them protect and hide the worst things made by some of their members is worth pointing out. But I have to admit something, there is one mod in the Asphalt Legends Unite Discord server, a mod who defended no matter what, for example, the guy who used hacks to do funny corners, as well as to gold the Koenigsegg CC850 he would end up losing and getting banned for. And this mod, who is quite close to the community managers by the way, and yeah, if you ever wonder how it's possible that Gameloft invites back to the program to someone exposed by other program members as a hacker, you already have an idea now. So basically told me a rock solid truth, however, that my channel doesn't need anything from the content creators program really. The support you guys give to me isn't related to the test drives I could be uploading or something like that. It goes beyond that, and thus I'm not missing a big deal. So, well, I guess he was right.